So you got to spend 12 magical and beautiful weeks with us in Cosmic Earth Club.
Woo!
It was so good. And so I would just love to explore what this journey has been like for you, and maybe starting at the beginning. Like, what was it like at the beginning, and then what was it like at the end?
Yeah, so at the beginning, I'll say I was stuck and painfully stagnant in my soul. Like it was what I described earlier as like soul pain, because my soul knew, like, gosh, we got this beautiful thing to do on this planet, and I could feel the human parts that were not integrated, just kind of, they were keeping me safe. So safe that it was like, taking all the air out of my life. It was just like, you gotta stay here. It's safe here, although, safety is not always the best. It can be boring. It can be, the cheese not flowing when you're staying in the cage. So yeah, this container came about at the most beautiful divine time, and I trust that so much. And what was beautiful was I already had this beautiful relationship with you, Indigo, to where it was like, all right, like there's this beautiful thing that you guys have, your birth and like created, and then I could just kind of fall into and be like held in there, because yeah, I was at a critical point. I knew there was a way out, but it's just like, when you're in it, when you're in the depths of like, please, I just want to create, and then it's like everything seemed like it was stopping it. So yeah, just fell into this beautiful cradle of love that you guys have built, and was able to just exhale and know that I was so in a good place, like loved, and that I knew I was going to be nurtured, and like I needed that. My soul needed some nurturing. Yeah, so I feel like week by week, all these layers are being taken off of me in the best way. Like I feel like my soul is now more apparent. Like whenever you're opening the opening prayer, Nick, you said illumination. Like I was literally thinking, I think I'm more illuminated now. Like I feel I've gotten all these reflections back from people that are like, oh, your holographic aura, and like you're bright, and like you're just like ginormous bright energy, and I'm like, cool. I wasn't getting those reflections quite as much, I would say before this container, and it was like, yeah, it's like the dimming of your own light, but yet you cannot take off the dimmers yourself sometimes. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask what that meant. What does that mean for you when somebody says that? Like, what does it hit for you?
That's a good question, and what matters most is what I feel about myself, right? So it's like I take everything with a grain of salt, but it's actually hard for me to receive that a little bit fully. Yet I'm like, all right, well, I want to take this into account. Like, these people are beautiful and loving, and they're just simply like telling me what they witnessed in me. So yeah, and it just feels like, it actually feels like I'm merging with the earth and the cosmos at the same time. because it's kind of like growing the energy, growing my energy, kind of like the lightning bolt. It's just kind of become larger and become more in tune, more powerful, more impactful. Not only for myself, but for others. So it's like, that's why they're telling me about it. Like, they can feel it and they can. So to be able to channel that into like my everyday beingness as well as my creations now, it's super powerful. You know, like to be able to bring that through musically. Like, I already knew I was a channel, but now my channel is more illuminated and it's more direct. There's less stuff between me and.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful thing. Like when we do the internal work, it gets reflected on the external. And so it feels like communication from the universe and also a gift to receive reflection. It's really, I mean, it's necessary. It's just part of how the order works with it. And that's so beautiful when we get to feel that, because it gets reflected, and that's amazing. And so I'm wondering if we can dive into like what things you went through that allowed for that illumination, and kind of diving a little bit into parts work, which is my jam.
Yeah.
And how was that to do parts work?
Yeah, parts work is so cool and so critical. You know, and I got a very tangible, up close and personal experience with that. I'll share one example where, like, the biggest example was, I remember, you know, I was experiencing maybe like week 4 or something. I don't know. You know, you're kind of cracking open at that point. And so, of course, I'm so grateful that this part came up, and it was like, it was kind of like upset. And it was like, I don't know what to do, and I feel stuck. Oh, that's right. Like, I couldn't start anything. You know, that whatever part was in me was like, nope, you're not starting anything. I am stubborn. Like, this part was like, no. And it was probably like the main thing that was keeping me from creating. And so, yeah, entering the call that week, that night was just, pure magic. Yeah, it was pure magic because it was the right, I'm going to like refer to cooking. It was like all the right ingredients, you know? It's like, you know, the way you both hold the space and held the space. And then like my willingness to show up, even though it was like scary to show up with this like very active part that was like upset. You all helped me through that like really big layer, very big layer. I was actually describing this weekend to someone of like, all right, so somehow this incredible part of me, we call her the rebel girl, the rebel part, this rebel girl. Oh, I love her so much. And now I get to know her. Whereas before she was buried hard. She was just sad, you know. So in order to bring this rebel girl out, first of all, Nikki, you were like calling that there was like this weepy part in front of it, right? Like this kind of, you know, I don't know how to describe it, but basically like this weepy feminine, like, just like, I just want to, you know, crumble. And so you were able to see that part in front of, that was also like trying to like block getting to the rebel girl. But the rebel girl is key. My rebel girl is key to my creation.
I witnessed that also in the unfolding of you revealing that part to yourself. It changed you instantly.
Yeah.
Like you just started, you started running and you did videos, you were singing online. I mean, it just happened instantly.
Yeah, and then I realized my culinary part. I was like,
Yes.
I'm interviewing now for a personal chef position. Just like, wow, really able to do stuff and have more fun. Like, cause she's really a badass. Like she's just
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that part was like 8 or 9 years old and had been, shamed at some point for like her best was not good enough for her mama, and my goodness, of course that makes sense that she would go into hiding. And, so to be able to bring her out, I mean, it was so interesting because I could feel my rebel wanting to do something really wild. And it's interesting because I've always had a fear of fire. I love all the other elements, but fire was kind of like, ugh. But yeah, somehow you could feel that my rebel was like, this is up to you, clearly, but your rebel part wants to touch fire. Like, what? Yes, she does.
I know you did say that. You're like, yes, she does.
I just want to touch fire right now.
That was so funny. It was a magical moment.
It was like the best. It was like, it was like so alive, just like so alive in the moment. And yeah, so we did it. We got the we got the flame out. There was the touching of the flame, the wild, wild laugh that was released because it was just so good, she wanted to do that so bad, and to let her do that was like the best.
Yeah. Thank you for explaining your parts work journey in this container, because a lot of times, so there is this huge component to creativity that is like very focused on process and the craft, but really there is this other aspect that I think is hopefully gaining traction in the culture, but that we have to understand our parts, that it's the parts that are here weaving and creating with us. And so when we go through fears and blocks, it is parts work, it's inner child work, it's shadow work.
Yeah.
And that's like is equally as important to actually doing craft. And then also there's this component of dharmically, when you are someone that's bringing like soul gifts through you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm wondering if you can talk about that process of setting an intention that is tied to one of your core gifts you're here to express in this lifetime, and then what it felt like to work with these parts, but also to begin to take it serious, like what it means to take it serious through the actualization process, which is very grounded.
Yeah. Well, first, I wanted to eliminate something first because, like, you guys were able to be in the cosmic realms and like see what was needed on a soul level, and then you were able to coach me on a earthly level, like what physical steps, what like physical real things are you going to do to like nurture this, to bring it to fruition. So you guys were fabulous with that. We're like, all right, do you want to run? Do you want to like interact more with fire? Like, become even more, close friends with your rebel. So that was really key. Like, your range is like up here and down here, and that's what's made all the difference.
Yeah, integration embodiment is like so key, because we can really stay up there.
Yeah,
and bringing it forth is really being of like understanding that this path of being a creator is a path of service.
Yes.
and expression that we deserve to express through our parts and to like creatively explore individually, but that also like bringing forth our gifts has like the ripple effect on the collective ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
That's very
Yeah.
exciting. Yeah.
And that when it's led by soul, it seems to be easier to integrate. Like when you actually understand the language of your soul and you understand the direction that you are heading in and why you're heading there, it just feels like this synchronicity that happens on the planet because of that.
Yes, it's like you're locked into a certain current, like locked in a good way, right? Like you're just kind of on it now, instead of like, oh, I just want to be on it. Like there's this longing. Instead of longing, it's like fulfillment, and
Yeah,
it's
you're surfing the wave.
What?
You're surfing the wave.
Surfing the wave.
Yeah. Your wave, your frequency wave, your vibrational wave.
Yes.
You're in it and you are feeling it and discovering it and understanding that that connection is creating synchronicities and magic in your reality.
Yeah, and it seems to be way more fun.
Yeah, way more.
Way more fun. It's like, yeah, when you're in tune with more parts and more, you're like soul's language, like you're saying. It's like, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like the dream I had the other week that was like, basically, we have new vision now. There's new vision, there's new hearing, there's new perception abilities now. So that is like so powerful. That was an interesting result from the 12 weeks together. More, just more listening. It's just very like I already had really in tune senses, but now it's like I can hear more and I can see more, perceive more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because when we work with these parts, it is like anchoring more of our light, and in that, it's like you're opening, and then there's a deeper unfolding. Because a lot of times people have this, they hold the thing that's the most beautiful inside of them tight.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm familiar.
Yeah, and I think there's like it's almost like when we're holding it, we can't see beyond that because we're holding it so tight.
Yeah.
But then when we actually go to express it, we think that's going to be the end, but it's actually the beginning.
Yeah, totally. So I feel like a way I got to witness that was so special. I think it was like week 10. Fast forward to all this beautiful work and things, and then I got to like see outwardly when I went to Serpent's Mound. It was very wild. It was like the biggest universal week. It was like so big. The eyeball was so big.
I love that visual so much.
I can't even wink big enough for the wink. Yeah, so being able to witness, like lots of people reflecting to me like, whoa, you're holographic and like all these things, and then having the moment where the two vocal activators in the room were like magnetically brought together, and just so much affirmation of like, and confirmation of like, yeah, this is you. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And that. Like, you don't even need, there is no supposed to. Like, you just are this. You are that. And, yeah, I am that. And then to be able to witness the woman who's, like, really lived with having the same type of gift, a similar type of gift of medicine song, like, to be able to witness her, I was like, yeah, my ego stuff, my worry, of like, oh, am I being too much? Not enough? Da, 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 da. It's like, no, just like let all that drop. Yeah, like just we can now let all that drop and let the medicine just come on through, like a direct channel outward. And don't worry about who likes it, who doesn't, who can feel it, who can't. So
Yeah, that's so beautiful, your description of like just really dropping in. It's like we were just talking about, like there's this opening that happens when we begin to express, but there's also like an anchoring simultaneously where we're just dropping deeper into self, and the noise begins to quiet, and here we are in the channel, which you know how to be in your channel and you know how to express through it. Like your voice is medicine, so you know. And it just, we get to deepen into that and to settle into it and to be in it and to just be. And in that, the expression then goes and it like begins to bloom out at the same time. And that to me is like what you were experiencing with that, which is like the ultimate experience energetically of your like soul's gift into the world. It's like this, it's such, it's I think language falls apart when this feeling of that quieting and dropping in and then expression is like the ultimate feeling of being in the slipstream of your dharma.
Yeah.
And when we go out into the world, and then we get to have these, like, I imagine like a huge cloud becomes an eye and then like winks at you when you're talking. Like,
yeah,
we get affirmed by the universe. Like the universe is like celebrating you through the people and interactions. And that is like very important that we get to see that, because it's an anchoring experience in which we get to own more of ourselves and what we're here to be. And then that just keeps unfolding. And so that's so, so beautiful. To be able to witness that is so beautiful. But I do have another question for you, because I would love to drop in and talk about the masculine and feminine, non-gendered, but like the energy of the masculine and feminine and what that means. Because coming into this container, there is a masculine component. I'm like, we're going to set a dharmic intention. We're going to create a plan. We're going to walk the steps and actualize something very, structure, discipline. And then on the other end of it, we're like, okay, well, we're also going to work on the feminine aspect of it. So I'm like always working within this sense of balance in this work. And so I would love to hear your experience, because you had a very masculine experience in this container. So I'd just love to hear what that was like for you.
Yes. You all pointed out what I needed and like what my soul was calling for, which I could not identify before. And that was part of the pain I was experiencing. With my upbringing and all the things, who knows? I was very much in my feminine. And only, which is like not fun, Fun in some aspects. Like I can reach that so quickly, just like the yum, right? The feminine, and just being able to create. But to not be able to bring it into the 3D was like so painful. And that was part of the stagnation. When the feminine has nowhere to rest, has nowhere to like create within, like a nice structure that's been created for her, she's just going to keep swimming and swimming in a circle. And that is what I was doing. And I'm so grateful that you guys could see / my avatar, my special, powerful avatar that was, became part of our world. I'm so grateful he was masculine, like this, connective, loving, healing masculine. I mean, for whatever reason, I had great fears, great reluctance to even tapping into anything masculine. Like, didn't even realize I was like super afraid of the masculine, not only outside of myself, but within. It's a huge component for a fulfilled and happy life, is to have the balance. And I was way off balance. And now I got to practice, I got to practice nurturing my masculine, like activating my masculine. And yes, we got to like create these structures, goals. And, I'm still working on it, but my goodness, like it went from no goals and no structure and just like I'm picturing the mermaid and just floundering around, just like she's just lost forever and ever. And so now, like, she knows the parameters now, so she can flow within, the parameters, and like the masculine can create the parameters, and then the feminine can come in and do her thing, like the flowery, yummy things can now have a place to funnel into. Yeah.
I think one of the things I wanted to point out in your reflections is that the part of this container is being led by your soul's language back to you. And what I thought was kind of fascinating about you in particular is that the masculine, how you held the masculine in your body and what you thought about it was very different than the masculine that you discovered within you. And we had probably 2 or 3 deep experiences of that. And, I felt like that was a light bulb moment for you, that there was something else inside of you that resembled a masculine energy that you could align with and that you could create with, which was very different, I think, than the one you thought.
Well, yeah, the masculine I thought was there was, or, thought about, of course I would avoid it. It's scary. It's mean. It's like yucky. So of course I was like afraid to connect with it. That's what I thought it was. So yeah, the deep experiences we had, Nikki, especially the spontaneous past life, occurrence that happened, I got to experience the immense beauty of like divine masculine, of so loving, and like a healing, loving masculine. It's so funny because, I feel like my husband is that, and I have several friends who are that, but I could not see that in myself, and I could not connect with it. It's like, I feel like literally ancient fear of men was living inside of me. And I couldn't get past it. So now I'm able to, I literally see men differently now. I can literally look out and see how beautiful they are. Whereas before I didn't realize my like brain, my psyche was like protecting me all the time. So now it's more like I see them more as like beautiful equals rather than like a foe. Someone to protect myself from. So that is like huge on a personal level. That's huge. On a creative level, we had that experience where Bob Marley energy came, like as his essence, his type of essence, and so got confirmations from that, like from the universe of like, because a lot of the songs that are wanting to come through me, that are coming through me, have a masculine vibration or tone, like I need to hold the masculine in order to have them come out of me. So it's very different than a lot of my other soul medicine songs that have traditionally kind of been more up and feminine. This is more like uniting the people and like uniting within and realigning with the planet and realigning with who we actually are. So that feels like a masculine energy. I need to hold that, and now I can.
That's so beautiful, and I love how you were touching on the different energies as a musician and as like a medicine carrier with your voice, right? It's like understanding these energies in your frequency, in your channel, and the connection here is the key to what artists are truly wanting, which is to bring forth these really deep, multi like layered almost through like your ancestral lineage through time. You want to bring forth these things in this lifetime. This is the type of thing you're able to bring forth when you're really working at the level of energy. And energy isn't just abstract. I mean, it is this weaving, right, of the parts work, the shadow work, these things that are very clear frameworks in and then also creativity is wild. It's archetype work. It's like it is celestial work too. There's like there's all these weaving, and when you're able to be in a place where we're weaving with all these different modalities, and there's like all these, we're playing like, I feel like we're playing all these instruments, and then it's like we're kind of like helping weave in with what the person needs for them to really do this thing that's so deep. It's not like a surface level creation. It's not like and of course our ego can create whatever it wants. It can create the most beautiful things, right? And then there's like what wants, like our soul wants us to bring through.
That deep delicious desire that's like, do it. Yes.
Yeah. And also to even make like a little bit more nuanced here too, it's like our ego, which is our personality structure, our parts, is making art. It's just when the ego is in service to the soul, that's like a deeper connection. Because I mean, our culture has the most beautiful art that is on all those different planes and all those different layers of connection and beingness. So there's not one that's like better than the other. But like what I think we're really truly searching for is like what's in our blueprint. Like it's in our blueprint, and when we illuminate it and we allow it to come through and we get the layers off of us, right, so that I can actually express, that's when it feels like, oh, I'm alive. Like, oh, this is what I came here to do. I am like, this is living. This is like, you know, it has this feeling of like a life well lived.
Yes. So beautiful. I actually wrote down the other day, I am living artistry.
Yes. And you can feel that when this is happening.
Yes.
It language is very difficult, but you can feel the weaving on all the different like layers and levels and all of that.
It's really wild, you know. It's like the internal layers, the external layers, and then the different dimensions, and then it's like your past self, your forward self, your lineage, and then it's like across the planet and spectrums, and then it's like, you know, across all types of people, all political leanings. It's like across every kind of, you know, identification is just over.
Yes. So, all right. Perfect.
Wait, I have one more thing to ask Candy. If you can, like, if you could speak to somebody out there who might be on the fence, what would be one thing that you would say to them? Like one encouragement.
I would say give yourself this gift, something that you may have been hoping for, pining for a very long time. And, you've tried it on your own, you've tried different things. Like, this container is a space where, like, just get ready for growth. Get ready for, like, immense illumination, and it's going to be in surprising ways. You're not even going to be able to calculate it, quantify it, anything like that. It's like a big trust. It's this most beautiful trust. And it's literally like letting your brain take a nap, letting the mind be in service, just like the ego. Just let the mind be in service. And this is like a process of calling your heart forward. Oh my God. Shit. So good. Yeah, this has been the best thing. Yeah, it's like so grateful that this container was birthed at just the right time. And now I get to do it again with you guys, like season 2. And
Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, and I can't wait to see what else happens. Yeah, but I feel so like if you've been looking for real tools and tools that you can feel within, like this is no longer looking outside of you. You can like get the information, but like you're gonna feel this internal process that you have been waiting for and aching for and unsure of how to freaking do it and unsure of how to actualize yourself and your soul's mission. And this has been incredibly powerful. So
well, thank you. Thank you so much.
I love your magic is so and so it was an honor to go on this journey and to go further on this journey. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it.